You've done it. You've decided to make the jump and you've left that job where you're at and you've got an offer for another job and now you're at negotiations. Now, some of you might say, I don't like negotiations. Well, you know what? Too bad. It's part of it. It's part of the job market. It's part of your career. There's a Reddit article today where a guy said that he lied, cheated, and stole his way into a better salary. When they asked him, so what are you currently making? He decided, you know what? I'm going to tell him $15,000 more than I was making. Well, they countered at 10% above that, and he negotiated for 10% above that. And he said, that's how you do it in life. To succeed, you have to lie, cheat, and steal. Well, I think he had the right idea as far as naming the salary that he wanted. I think he's got the wrong view that's a lie, cheat, and steal. First off, it's that question. What are you currently making? What does that matter? Ask me what the weather is in New Hampshire for all it matters, because your previous salary of your other employer has nothing to do with what you should be paid for that job you were just offered. You've been offered this job. You are now at salary negotiations, right? What you did before has nothing to do with it. All they're trying to figure out is if you're a poor negotiator or not. So how do you stop that? How do you approach it? Well, first, you've got to do your research. When you're applying for jobs and you're looking for other jobs, you need to know overall what's being paid for this job. What can I expect? If you know that you're applying for a job and you've been offered a job that's in the six figures, say 100,000, 110,000, and you were making 70 before, don't go in there and say, well, I was making 70, because you know what? You're going to get an amazing job offer for $75,000. Meanwhile, that manager already had approval. They've had approval from their manager, who had approval from the board or wherever it goes to fill a new position. And they said, for this position, you can pay up to $130,000. Guess what? It doesn't go back into their pocket. They can offer you $130,000, but for some reason they don't. They go, how much were you making before? Because we can only incrementally you up. No, they can't. If you came back and you said, you know what? I was paid $120,000. Well, you'd have gotten that $130,000, all of it. The thing is, you've got to do your research. You have to know what's out there. Talk to your friends, talk to your coworkers, figure out what you need to be there, and don't fall into the trap. If you're ever asked, what are you currently making? You need to respond with, well, for the position you're offering, I figure that we need to be in the, $110,000 to $140,000 range. Give them a range. Give them an option. Put the ball back in their court. Let them come back. Don't undervalue yourself, and don't let them take advantage.